Sloterdijk's book You Must Change Your Life was published in 2009 and is a relentless take on the human condition of self-improvement. With crushing irony and prose, Sloterdijk uses, as usual, a historical approach in unveiling a pathological urge to exceed one's own existence. Drawing a timeline of self-optimization procedures from the Stoics and early Christians to the followers of Scientology and fitness addicts. This practice is what he calls anthropotechnics. Whether Christian or non-Christian, all of them are both materially and formally nothing other than complexes of inner and outer actions, symbolic practice systems and protocols for regulating traffic with higher stressors and transcendental powers, in short, forms of anthropotechnics in the implicit mode. According to Sloterdijk, human societies are embedded in systems of what one may call productive dualisms, evaluation systems in which a scale is applied to measure the status of one's person as also one's actions. These systems let us become acrobats who are in constant practice to prepare ourselves for a moment in the future in which we will be tested. As a practitioner of an anthropotechnic, I am simulating productivity through the reproduction of the system and values I am part of. When I go to the church, pray, read the Bible, fast, and refrain from any sins, I am practicing a set of rules which allow me to place myself on a scale within the system of Christianity. This goes for all other religions and collective enterprises of self-improvement and betterment as well. This movement, which always points forwards and upwards, contains the original gesture of world improvement. Improving the world means comparing the corrupted text to the intact one, and correcting it to restore it to its original state. If there is no access to an original world text, improvers must rely on the dialectical assumption that the negation of the wrong will automatically produce the right. So, all systems or social systems and practice groups are creating a form of productivity through a tension of good and bad values. In order to resolve the tension, one needs to strive for what is considered good in the specific system. That means practice, practice, practice. But for what? For climbing a career ladder within the system? Well, this is only one aspect, but why we are really practicing is rather to generate spiritual immunity. What these practice systems are providing are not only some form of occupation until we die, but also an immune system against nihilism and an existential void. Through the participation in a system like Christianity or a gym club, and eager practice of its procedures and codes, we can rely on spiritual, or rather here, mental salvation. We are given a symbolic wage for our productivity in form of an immunity against the bad, the evil, the unadmirable, the unethical, the stupid, the lazy, and the useless devils on this world. For that, we practice. And Sloterdijk admits that this condition is irrepressible. It is all too human, to phrase it a la Nietzsche. But what we can do is to create our own individual systems. We should not follow collective systems with protocols that are sold to us as if they were meant for us, but rather we should take the time to develop systems of practice that are beneficial for us and possibly others. The human condition of being in need for anthropotechnics to solve our existential anxiety should not be exploited by masters and their collective systems. Yet even more should we be careful and critical to not fall into their traps. It is our responsibility to not be colonialized by foreign mental intruders, but to develop our own systems and coexist with other practitioners in respectful sovereignty. On the last pages of the book, we find this advice encapsulated within the following statement. All history is a history of immune system battles. It is identical to the history of protectionism and externalization. Protection always refers to a local self, and externalization to an anonymous environment for which no one takes responsibility. This history spans the period of human evolution in which the victories of the own could only be bought with the defeat of the foreign. It was dominated by the holy egotisms of nations and enterprises. Hence, we should work on creating co-immune systems, living together but not practicing for another.